Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Lauk and this is Play Along tutorial for Consolation by Felix Mendelssohn, Opus 30, number 3 in E major. You can find this piece on page 38 and 39 of Royal Conservatory Celebration Series, level 7. Wonderful series, highly recommended. So this piece is beautiful and slow, and the difficulty in slow tempo is keep this tempo going, because you cannot change the quarter note just because it's slow. You really have to wait for it. And for a beginner pianist, it's really tough. Like, what do I exactly do for this amount of time, right? So one secret is to keep the quarter note not going, is to fill it with the 16th notes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or any word that has 4 syllables like crocodile, alligator, super goblin, pacatella, and in this case it's even consolation, because consolation is a 4-syllable word, right? So we're going to take slower tempo than marked. It's marked quarter note 58 to 63, but we're going to take it 50 for just practicing purposes. So I would recommend actually practicing hands separately. So play along with me. I'm going to play both hands, but play hands separately, okay? So to clarify and really look for the score, okay? I'm going to give you 4 counts before, okay? 1 and 2 and ready and go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 40 and okay. So Mendelssohn wrote that you end on the beat 1 1 and 2 and, but there's still the rest. Half rest you have to wait for. So really listen, 1 and 2 and 3 4 and only take your hands down when it really finished. So couple of things, things to pay attention to. Maybe not couple. There's actually a lot. This is such a beautiful and kind of intricate piece. So first of all, first 2 measures. Don't change the pedal until the 3rd beat of measure 2, because you will lose the beautiful harmony of E major, right? So listen through the difference. So if you change the pedal, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And immediately the string of E major chord just stops, right? So really keep it going. If you look in the right edition, you will see that underlying pedal just goes through both of those measures. 1, 2, ways to keep the straight rhythm, let's say, not actually straight, the dotted rhythm going. So I'm gonna give you a little advice how to manage the dotted rhythm. This one, for example, in measure 3. So every time you see the dotted note, how, for example, on beat 4 of measure 3, you'll have to, in your mind, kind of eliminate this dotted note, dot after the note, and make sure you're prepping your hands for the next note. Because, so basically what's going to happen, you're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. On 3, 4, you're already releasing 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the next note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so let's say consolation, that means you would release consolation. You see what's going on? Consolation. I'm releasing the weight from the key so I can move to the next one flawlessly, like this. Consolation, consolation. So basically, instead of like a dead wrist, which is unmovable, you're gonna do this. Serious, like a, you can call it a pump, but it's not really. So what it is, it's actually taking the weight of the keys, so you don't have to carry it to the next note like a heavy load, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And for example, in measure 4, you see, it's a very interesting thing. It's legato, and under this legato you will see staccato notes underlined. So that means you get to play, instead of like just regular legato, you get to play over pedal, a little bit of ringing every note, pum, 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 pum. Like, it makes it more significant, right? Instead of da, 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 it's going to be pum, da, okay? And again, keep those 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Also, all sforzandi's you will see in this one, for example, like in measure 6, do not overdo them. So the mood of the piece is rather noble. There's no, or you can say the heroic, but it's not overly stated. Like, it's not, so nothing harsh like this, right? So always cushion the 1, 2, 2. So let's practice actually measure 5, because it's a tricky rhythm. So what you have to count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4. Or consolation, consolation. Oh, sorry, consolation, 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 consolation. So again, in a dotted rhythm, make sure release. Okay, what else? Every time you have this kind of dotted rhythm, the similar thing in measure 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So consolation, 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 consolation. So you literally take this dot off. Don't do, you will be late on the last 16th notes if you clean your hands to the keyboard. You're going to be too late. So use pedal to that. So also I would practice without pedal as well. But remember, this romantic pedal, you don't have to go all the way down. You don't have to press all the way down, because it's such a, harmonies changes so much. If you don't change pedal in time, it's going to be all muddy. Let me play it with a wrong kind of pedal. Yes. Like, imagine the meat that gone bad and you just using ketchup to tone down the taste of the meat gone bad. So the same happens with the pedal. So if you're playing it wrong, just make sure don't overuse the pedal. Don't use it as a ketchup all over the place. So make sure to change it. So for example, the first harmony is on measure 3 here, E major, on beat 3, and then you change it, right? Change again. And in this case, it's going to be so-called delayed pedal. So it's not going to be changed before the beat. It's the beat happens, and then you change pedal, pa, and then change pedal, beat, and then you change pedal. I am sad there is no second camera to show how my feet would work. Okay, couple tricky places note-wise, note reading. Okay, look with me at measure 21 and 23. It's on the second page, on page 39. So beat 3, it's E minor harmony, right? And then the next, B major, so it's a D sharp, B in the left hand and right hand, F and G, F and B, F sharp and B natural. And the next one in left hand is going to be C sharp and B, but in right hand it's going to be E, G natural, because natural happened earlier in the measure and it still carries. So make sure to play E, G natural, A sharp, C sharp. Oh, wonderful diminished 4, right? So it's going to be pa, pa, and if you have difficulties, and I would say you probably will if you have smaller hands or you just starting your training. So in measure 22, the big chord in the right hand is D sharp, F sharp, B natural, and D sharp. Just eliminate the first finger, just don't play it if it's too hard to, because it's not very convenient chord. It's okay, but if you feel like you struggle with it, just eliminate D sharp. Just don't play your thumb. So basically you're gonna play, you can move your thumb over to F sharp, and the same in the next measure, same. Okay, so now when we went through some little details, let's actually try to move tempo a little bit. I think 50 is a pretty good performance tempo. I even think that might be just fine to play in this tempo, but we see at least the either Mendelssohn or editor mark that minimum tempo is 58. Let's see how fast we're supposed to play. A little bit moving, right? So it's not that slow. Practice it's 50 or even slower, but then move tempos to at least minimum, okay? So let's try it. 58, 1 and the Consolation, 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 4, and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 Okay. Ah, what a lovely piece. So another Technical challenge with this one that you have a chords in the right hand, but the melody actually is not like in a thumb, which is one of the strongest and the thickest. And my wonderful teacher, Vedrana Subic, she says that thumb is not a finger, it's like a separate hand, which I think is absolutely true because it's so strong and thick. So the difficulty with the right hand is to bring up melody in the top voice. So when you play a chord, always imagine that if the melody is on the top, and it's usually the case in most of the time. So if the melody is on the top, make sure that your top finger, in this case, let's say in measure 3 on B3, and measure 3, B3, your 4 fingers starting the melody. So you have to make sure it's acting, it's piercing through the key, or action on this key is faster than for the rest of the fingers. So basically, chords supposed to sound together, but your 4 fingers is gonna provide faster action. That's the balanced chord. Now I'm gonna play unbalanced chord. This is gonna have like a very thick thumb. Do you hear the difference? So here's the balanced chord towards the top. And here is something with the balance towards the heavy side. It's hard to hear the melody, right, this way. So make sure to hide the inner voices, and not really hide, but be very gentle with them. So really bring out the top. So hopefully that was helpful. That's actually for advanced intermediate, or like closer to advanced players, this piece, or late intermediate, because this is some advanced techniques needs to be used. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. Good luck with this piece, and I hope to hear you playing this one.